Oh, the fern.
Thank you, Swive and Eric. I appreciate your support so much. It's great having players that support me. Makes me feel really good. Keep in mind, I still have to try and murder you guys, but that's okay. I appreciate the support in you guys being faithful cannon fodder. If y'all are ready, we can get down to the business at 7:30, so we may as well.
I'm fine with that. I think James just wanted to grab something to eat or drink, even.
Well, that's fine. Renz, why don't you roll me a D100 while he's doing that? And see how tonight's gonna go. I always hope for a 1 or 100. Come on. Come on. It's a 2% chance that you guys could make my night, and you never do it.
What, party wipe?
No, I would never. Yeah, I would. Never
Yeah, you would. And you would cackle the entire time.
I would not. Yeah, I mean, you know, I do kind of get down when players start dying. Like, that affects me.
Right, but you would still giggle on mute. Come on.
Nope, I can't. Fuck, I have trouble narrating when players start dying. Like, I get attached to players. I want to kill you guys so bad, but I still get attached. Like, I root for you. You're the underdogs. Like, I'm always trying to wreck your face, and you always manage to get out of it.
Were
Oh my
you
god, it's
streaming yet when you killed me? You're like, can I go back and watch and see?
I don't
if
think
you
I
giggled?
have that.
I need to verify. I feel like
No,
I
I didn't. I got quiet.
It's like
Like, I was
military
worried.
intelligence. It's the oxymoron of the century.
After the session tonight, I'll show you how to export these and deal with that. Well,
Wait, he killed you?
yeah, I killed Hannah once.
Oh yeah, the
My
model
hand was a
bear.
bear. Yeah. Hannah bear.
Hanno Bear. Alright, well, now that y'all are here, James, you might want to get logged in.
I was looking for the words.
This is kind of interesting. This is going to require some improvisation on your guys' part to answer this question. So, yeah. Hanno?
I'm sorry, quick, if I can interrupt real quick.
It's in Discord chat.
That's where I was looking and I didn't see.
Yes, it is in the Iron Throne table right above
wanted
this
chat.
channel.
Heroes wanted.
Yeah, in the
Got it.
Heroes Wanted channel.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I was concentrating on typing. What was the question?
I didn't ask it yet. I just stated
Oh,
you guys are going to have to improv on this one.
okay.
Warriors come and go, but legends are forever. Hanno, what's a legend or hero that you admire?
My hero is Great Hunter, John Malone. He single-handedly went to Ukalam and captured dangerous critters for some good somewhere. Trophies, prizes, renown, and such. He was very brave. She heard about him, like they used to tell stories over the campfire on the safaris that she took out, all the neat things that he got up to, like Indiana Jones type character.
Interesting. I like it. John Malone. Crazy guy. How about you, Renz?
Um, none, really. I guess the tempering has made me pretty jaded since the majority of the population of the ship was in poverty and no one was helping them. I had nobody to look up to during that time. They shaped me into who I am today, but there has not been anyone I have thought of worthy enough to look up to as of yet.
Well, maybe Renz can find that someday. James, what's a legend or hero that you admire?
I admire the one engineer who taught me everything I know. Von Stark. There wasn't a single question that couldn't be asked to him that he didn't have the answer to, or that he didn't know a workaround for.
And that's the sign of a good engineer right there. Not the knowing the answer to everything, but the workaround. That's the real important part there. What's he up to? You haven't seen him in a while, huh?
Not a really long while, yeah.
Huh.
Not since I left the station, at least. And a few months before then.
So, Looking Glass. So, I asked this question of you. How much, I mean, because you've had access, at least between, obviously there's going to be some time between your origin and ending up on Amsalam Station. How much of, like, the infosphere and history did you consume? And during that time, did you form an admiration for a hero or a legend of any kind?
Not exactly. Looking Glass only went out to seek things that were necessary.
Okay.
But has always seen anyone struggling, has always kind of admired and looked up to any individual who was struggling, and even while struggling, helped another.
Interesting. I like it. He wants, or they want to be with you.
Hey, Tin Can, how the hell do you shine your butt every
What?
day?
Just before you wake up, I rub it on your face.
She got you, James.
Ooh.
That explains why I haven't had a shave in a couple of months.
About need a reflex save for that burn. All right. It has been a while, so I will allow you guys to cop out if need be. But does anybody remember last session?
I feel like we did something awesome, but I don't know exactly what that was or how it came. But it was definitely awesome.
I remember bits and pieces. We took out the scout ship that was doing mapping the system. We got contacted after we destroyed it. We got contacted by what's the patrolling force?
Stewards.
Thank you, the stewards. And we were given a mission of going to the home system and finding out about our contact. Let me look at my notes.
Yeah, so the fight was pretty epic. I mean, you killed some zombies too, and then you learned that the Bearzod was attacking the colony. You're not sure yet how much, because this fight has kind of just ended, but then you fought the Bearzod starship. Not a ton of salvage, you got some, and retrieved the transponder. And then that brings us up to where James has described so far.
Sedona, yeah. We have to retrieve that drive, right?
Yes, Deprada Ivasco.
Why? What's on the drive?
Remember Deprada? The
Yeah, that's
major
her.
of the stewards. She purchased your contract and is basically...
We're now outlaws.
Yep. You're now outlaws for plausible deniability and has sent you to either destroy or retrieve this star drive. Thank you so much, Catalyst. How you doing tonight? How you doing?
That's a really bad hair dye job. I'm just
I
saying.
am
Hey
pretty
now,
dreamy.
I think
know
it's
it.
kind of
I
clever.
know it.
I've been wanting to do something with this fur. I just don't know how it would work. Maybe the tips?
Just the tips.
Are
Or
hard.
Put a star on your forehead.
What's Mandela going to be given to these guys? Let's see. Oh, he does give them. Oh, that's right. So, shortly after the Bearzod gets destroyed, and the stewards contact you, and then, of course, you guys have a flight path that this other ship, you retrieve this from the garrison, the flight path that this ship took, going back into the Aslanti space, and then the stewards have also given you guys a data package with... I mean, it's a sizable data file. It took a while to download, and that's why this was a direct, rather than a two-way communication. And it's pretty much everything that they have on the Aslanti Empire. So your ship's AI now has a significant amount of information. So do take note of that. But shortly after you guys receive this and you guys scoop this transponder up, you get a comm from Medellin down in Medellин's landing. And the AI dings and says, "Captain, you have a message from the planet Nakondis. It's Medellin." Is the captain paying attention? That is the question.
Somebody wake up the captain. Oh, sorry. Here you are, Captain.
Can we pull that message?
And it's Medellin's face, and there's smoke in the background. You can see he's in his what was his office. You guys have been in this, and the back part of it is, you can see past it. It's destroyed, and he says, "Thank you so much. You have saved us. They have done significant damage. I know I've paid you guys already, but perhaps I could bother you guys to maybe help down here in exchange. I know Abrietta would be willing to use some of that salvage we saw you pick up there to upgrade your ship a little bit."
Hey, Cap, we got some time.
I don't see why not.
Now that we're outlaws and all.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, let's give him a hit.
Have fun, Catalyst. Good luck. So you guys come in for landing, and you can see they have pulled down the garrison structure, and so you guys are able to land in the middle of this colony. Several of the buildings are destroyed, and Medellin welcomes you along with Abrietta and Lucas. She's looking at the ship, and she turns to Hanno and she says, "We discussed this. You got a spec sheet for us today, Hanno?"
Yeah, I do. Maybe we need some updated catalogs. These seem pretty old. But I think we've got a good ship here.
It's trusty, at least.
She
And thank you for taking care of it.
she nods and she says, "Yeah, she's a good one. You take care of her, and I know she'll take care of you." And she takes this data transfer from you, Hanno, and motions to Lucas, and they start talking and working. And after a couple minutes, she turns and says, "It'll be about a week. You can stay in my shop though."
Ooh, thank you.
Much appreciated.
So what do you guys do to pass this week here?
I start asking Nebrietta, or no, this is DePadra.
No, DePadra's the steward. You can ignore her now. It was a one-way data transfer. I don't know why they gave you just an image of her. It was one time you talked to her.
The lady with the shop. I hang around her shop and ask her like all sorts of obnoxious questions.
So she mostly spends her time working on your guys' ship, like the whole week. She has to spend all of it.
Yep, I'm very interested, so I spend a lot of time.
I had to go around to the colony folk and see if anyone needs help doing it. Any odd jobs healing.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few injured and quite a few damaged structures. So you see some pretty terrible stuff. The first day or so was spent triaging, but after a while you manage to get most people stabilized. There's a couple more fresh graves in the body, in the cemetery on the northeast of town, the one with the obelisk with all the names on it, and whatnot. And the rest of the able-bodied colonists they're working to kind of rebuild. At the end of the week, before you guys depart, Medellin pulls you guys aside, and he says, I understand you guys are heading on to find Sedona."
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, he says, "Well, it ain't much, but I do have this. With what they've done in Nacondas, I want you guys to take this. Some of the miners have lost family when they first struck. They wanted you to give the Aslanti greetings, preferably at high velocities." And he hands you guys a tactical railgun, which I'll drop into the party sheet.
Much appreciated.
Wait, what? A
Definitely be able to.
tactical railgun for like ship?
Oh no, this is a handheld tactical railgun.
Interesting.
It does 1d8 piercing. It's two-handed. Carries 12 rounds. Has a 60-foot range. Projectile ammo. The nice part about that is it is also has the automatic special property. I know that this is a fantasy game, but railguns are fun and unique in that they can kind of do some special things with pieces of metal. Have fun. That is in the mess that is the party sheet. So the colonists bid you guys farewell. Abrietta hands you guys the spec sheet for your new ship, which I will give you.
Any armor by chance? I'm sorry if I missed it.
They do not have the colony is pretty scarce as far as that's concerned.
We have a crap ton of cargo in this ship that we probably need to figure out what to do with.
Right.
Whether we want to sell it or use it in the shop. Our cargo hold's got to be full.
Does anybody know, other than Absalon Station, where we might be able to go to sell stuff like this?
Or at least get a transfer to UPBs.
Is there no vendor here? Trader? There's got to be something. I mean, they have a
Probably not after this whole planet's been
No.
affected.
Yeah, no, this
black
so
market.
this isn't like a free colony, right? Nacondas is a corporate colony. It's corporate run. These are employees that are here.
Every corporation has the shady employees. We could find out which spots are, the place to be in the evenings or whatever, and find the black.
Did we put stuff in the cargo hold?
Yeah,
We put a lot.
like did a lot of.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear us? James, come back.
Baby, come back.
I can't hear you guys. If you can hear me. All right. Somebody say something, please.
Hello?
There we go.
Okay.
So, what did you think about my black market plan, James? I mean, it sounds like a good idea. It's unfortunate what happened here, but could be a problem.
And with the
You'll have to say it again 'cause I don't
Aslantes
think I
stuff.
heard it.
Okay, so we lay low an extra couple of days. We scout out where the, non-employee of the month types hang out, and we get in on the down low or whatever.
On this planet?
Yeah, and we sell stuff on the black market on this planet that's got to exist.
All right. So if you really want to think about this, I have some questions.
Okay, shoot.
This little dirt water planet, do you want to use this planet as a black market housing warehouse, or to actually do transactions on it?
I didn't think about that. You got the long game on mind.
Hey, you brought it up, lady.
Well,
Hey, buddy. Sorry.
I mean, we don't necessarily have to set anything up, but I'm just saying there's usually someone that capitalizes on.
Right, and if we have any Aslantes stuff, it's going to be hard to sell at a regular market.
Until hopefully
Is
we
that
can finish
true?
this mission.
Do we know how apt are we to be able to sell the Atlante goods off? Or
I bet back on the station, since they're rare to find, I bet they're worth a pretty penny.
Probably.
we should. Gova's not here, but I'm a little okay at computers. Can I look up on the internet and see what prices?
That's good.
The infosphere?
And thank you. The info sphere.
And there's just a local infosphere here, but you do have quite a bit of information from the stewards that would give you an idea of some of the prices. Like, what are you looking for ideas, prices
Like,
on?
how much does ceremonial plate go for? All the Atlante specific guns.
And granted, if I may interject, true, the planet probably has just a local comms, but the ship should have interstellar.
He's got a point.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I have 25.
Otherwise, how did the
I think it
main-
reset because I name changed.
I actually don't know. I
Snail
wonder
mail.
if that's in the reference
Still,
email. But even if there's email, there's got to be like a dial-up connection.
you have got mail.
Yeah, there's like you can one-way comm. It takes 1d6 plus 4 days to go each way. Some of the items you guys have would be worth a lot to collectors. Some of them other items you have, like a lot of the plate and stuff. Um, you as you're looking through that information, you see that like those are fairly common, so you won't get a lot for them. But rumor has it there is a black market for things like that in Oslanti space. It's suspected.
Out of character, if I can ask, is there, like, we can move articles from our group repository to our individual character repositories? Does the ship also have its own repository? Oh wait, I see cargo tab. Never mind.
Holy shit! The ship does have a repository.
Where do you see that?
Cargo tab on the ship sheet.
Cargo tab on the right side.
Oh,
Suppository?
Can you guys put anything in it? Somebody try and put something in there.
no, because we can't edit it.
Hold on.
What about the captain?
Hold on.
What am I?
Captain.
We don't have any crew members.
Shh, hold
Maybe
on.
that's
I'm
Yeah, I
fixing that.
can't do-
He's fixing it.
Okay, now try.
Oh,
Dumb.
Maybe that will come in Unity?
wait. James, can you do it?
I just tried. I can't. Let me hold on a second. Let me try something else.
I
Can we
can't
open
either.
Unity?
I can
Try it.
add
There you go.
individual
Oh, you can.
items,
Okay.
but that's it.
That's also a pain.
Yeah. So what you're going to want to do, so the way to signify something that is on the ship would be to add it to your inventory, okay? And then tag it so that it, by clicking the what is it? The little bag or the shirt so that the circle is
equipped
empty.
or carried.
Yeah, make it so that it's not carried, and then put the location, on the ship or Astrid Spectre or something like that.
Do we want to have just one person do this?
I can make a dummy character that one person at a time could control that could be the ship's inventory.
Let's make like an Astrid Spectre character.
Yeah. If you want.
Okay, computer.
Yeah, the AI for this ship.
Maybe if you slotted the cargo hold expansion bay greater than 0 in the build point summary. You think that might apply?
No, because you have a cargo bay.
Where are you seeing?
If you click on the tennis racket looking glass next to in the cargo tab.
Yeah, that just means they don't take up build points. That's it.
Oh, okay. Alright.
I think it's just incomplete functionality. Because the ship stuff is pretty much broken.
That stinks. Wait, so if you create an Astrid Spectre character, will this be an AI and can converse with us?
Yeah, your ship has AI. I did create the Spectre character, so anybody can take control of it. I just have to release it to let somebody else take control of it. So whoever can just manage the ship inventory here, and you guys can pull, you know, I would love to see that party sheet empty. Well, no. I will see that party sheet empty by the end of the session.
I got so much stuff.
So, from here, what do you guys do? Right? That's the big question.
And does anybody want to grab the Spectre character, or...
Already did.
Okay.
Take what you want. Otherwise, it's getting shoved in there.
And I can always free it up. It's not a big deal. Sorry, go ahead.
Interested in the tactical railgun.
Can you use it?
Yes. I am proficient in things.
Was ist laut XP?
Yeah. Good job. Some of you helped the colony, so you guys got XP.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Oh, okay, so I just have put everything that I want to. Hold on a minute. That I want to transfer to the ship. Should I put it in the party sheet?
Oh, yeah, good point. Can we transfer back the other way? Because I'm loaded up.
Wait for the party sheet to be empty, and then we'll work through that.
Come on, Tin Can, hurry up.
I'm waiting for you guys to take what you want first.
I'm trying to remember how to take something.
Click, drag, drop.
The number or the...
I think it's the ribbon.
Maybe you guys take the, you guys head towards the Aslanti Empire and then spend the journey sorting through your ship's inventory.
Do that. You want to do that?
Let's do that.
To the drift.
Your after powering up the drives and running the calculations, your AI says this will be a 2-week long journey, and then you guys get that familiar kind of dropping in your gut as everybody feels inside out for a moment, and then you enter the drift, and everything is black out the view screen. It's kind of unnerving. It's not something you really ever get used to. So now's a good, you guys have two weeks, so you can spend time working at sorting through this inventory, as I know you guys will, and work to do so and whatnot. The AI has, all of the steward's information on the Aslanti Empire. So now's the time where if you have questions about the Aslanti Empire, you can ask and try and see if there's information on that. You guys have a tech workshop, a med bay, a synthesis bay. What do you guys get up to pass the time?
Can Looking Glass learn or start to learn whatever language James is speaking in right now?
Yes,
you can. And then
certainly.
You can learn...
But you can also learn Aslanti if you like. I know both those.
For each point you put into culture, you learn a new language. So that's how you learn new languages. You could also... Yeah, I think that's the only way. Or, like, there's spells and stuff, but you can, like, start focusing on what he's saying and, like, begin trying to get enough data to translate it.
You can ask me questions afterwards too. So I have a question for you, please, about a character. The assault rifle in the party sheet, is that a sniper long arm?
Yeah, so what you should be able to see, there's a little ribbon on the right of it.
Oh, the info.
Yep,
yeah,
you tap
okay,
that.
my
It
apologies.
is. It's a very nice, actually, level 3. Again, an automatic long arm that does 1d8 piercing. Has a little more range than the railgun, but good weapon all around.
You guys mind if I grab that? I want to start standing back when you guys go toe to toe.
I'm gonna grab the spell for lesser remove condition.
Go for it.
Those are fun. Those are little one-hit injections of the spell.
Yeah, I was just reading.
Thank you so
about
much,
that.
Cryo. How you doing?
That could be.
I appreciate your support. And as we all know, you do have a little extra salt now and again. I don't know if I've ever really actually seen you salty, though. To be honest. Just tired. But that's about it. How you been, man? How you been?
Does anyone want the ceremonial plate?
There's 11 of them.
12.
12, 13.
I think I decided I just like I know I'm big and all, but I don't think I could limit my movement that much. I'm not ready to go full heavy, just half heavy.
Is there any way I can combine ammunition within my inventory?
Sure.
Just simply add the total and then remove the 2?
Yeah, because...
I'm confused
Oh.
around.
Okay, hold on. You've got a couple different clips here.
You got 2 12-round, 1 48. Is that what it is? The banana clip, basically, and 2 standard?
Well, yeah, but a weapon will tell you how many charges it can handle, and you can't, like, drop a 48-round clip in something and expect it to work. Most things are 12-round clips, and then you've got the rounds right there where it's long arm and sniper. You've got it marked as 31. I think you have 31 rounds indicated there, but it's reading it as 31 individual clips. What you probably want to do is pick one of those rounds, long arm and sniper 12, right? Calculate how many 12 round clips you have and tick that increment up to that many and remove the rest, except for you could keep track of the individual rounds that you have and reload those. You know, you might want to build a custom item that just says long arm round and it's singular and like doesn't weigh anything, so you can keep track of less than a clip. Make sense? I know, right, Catalyst?
How do we know the difference between the clip and individual rounds right now?
Looking at his sheet, he had like one, you know, there's no way he had 31 clips of long arm rounds, is what I was assuming.
Because on mine I have 12 rounds.
Take a look at that now. Does it look right?
Yeah, well, yeah, but change that 48 to a 12.
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna guess that one of those is like 12 is what's in a clip. Yes.
how do we change the name?
I would guess that you may have 18 or 19 clips. That wouldn't be too far. I mean, it could be with what you guys have picked up, but it could also be that like one of those, you've got the one that says 12, that could be one clip, and then maybe you have 6 12-round clips. I don't know.
Okay, now take a look. Does that look right now?
Yes. Yep, looks good to me. I think something got messed up somewhere along the way. Not a huge deal, but it definitely is going to be. It would impact if you guys are counting a clip as an individual ammo. It's going to impact like how much you're carrying and cause problems.
Anybody want a survival knife?
Do we need the Hemiandria's data pad anymore?
Oh, that one was a collector's item.
Okay, then.
The Perry
Black marketed it.
Yeah, that one was. So that one is a technological marvel. I think you may have missed that session, but that one has an embedded Aeon stone in it.
Oh,
Very
that's
secure
right.
data pad.
Yeah.
It's got like a firewall and it's like double hardened and stuff. It'll mess you up if you tamper
I
with
didn't
it.
miss that. I remember I got hurt.
Do we know what stone is in?
It's a clear spindle, but it's embedded in the data pad.
Is there a way that we can remove it or no?
You're pretty sure trying to remove it would destroy both items.
Okay, never mind.
Somebody else also had something with one of those. Looking Glass has some armor with it. Yeah, Looking Glass has a clear spindle stone.
You know, the weight's not calculating automatically on the inventory list.
You have 7 bulk, it looks like. No, that's somebody else.
The bulk is not calculating correctly. For example, how many clips of long arm sniper armor I have.
Yeah.
And it still says my bulk is 0.1.
No, it's 0.1 each.
Okay, so that calculates in the back end. All right.
Yeah.
So, for the rounds, like I can understand the clip weighing, but for the rounds can't weigh the same as a clip. Can I put 0 for the round?
Yes, that's okay.
I think that's like negligible though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It won't let me edit it.
You'll need to like just hit enter and make a new item and weigh it 0. So about 10 days have passed so far.
Everyone got what they wanted?
Yeah, what I don't want is inside that that party sheet.
Except for the stuff that's already on me, yeah.
You can dump your items now into the party sheet. If you have items you don't want, drop them in there. And they should go in. Let me know if they don't.
Can I take just a few minutes and I'll be right back?
I'll give you 3 minutes and we'll get picked up and headed out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's working.
Cool.
I'm gonna hold on to the trinkets. I don't know what they are.
Yeah, those are valuable.
They sound
That
shiny.
was it. Those are shiny valuables. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those. Yeah.
Could
I
you
think I'll be right back.
could you delete the
Why is
ceremonial
everybody
plate troop from the
leaving?
sheet, from the party sheet, and the survival knife?
Why? Going for half an hour. People don't need a break. Yet.
Thank you.
Let's see what we can do about that. Boom.
Should I start putting everything into the Astrid Spectre now?
Yes. Let's scare him a little bit. Let us find a token for their ship and frighten them. What? Well, that's unfortunate, Stormblood. It's okay. You haven't missed too terribly much. We've discussed a little bit of story and fiddled with some inventory stuff. But other than that, the action is about to pick up. So the 14 days pass. It takes quite a while to sort through all of your inventories and whatnot, but you guys get it done. And you exit the drift at these coordinates that this flight path provided. And a quick scan indicates that you are on the edge of the NIS system. There are several planets in the, towards the interior of the system. However, shortly after exiting the drift, you guys pick up an Aslanti patrol ship on your long-range sensors.
I'd like to check the transponder, make sure everything looks like it's working correctly, and if I can get a signal output check on that to make sure that it's covering over the Astrid signal, then I'm good.
Could you give me an engineering check? Or are you stepped out right now?
Down here.
Okay.
Out of character, everything's loaded into the Astrid Spectre, so you're good to clear the party sheet.
Thank you so much. I love a clear party sheet.
It's been bugging me too.
Everything looks good. This ship moves at its speed towards you guys, and it moves fast. What do you guys do?
It's moving towards us. Can we hail it? Captain, there's a ship on approach.
It's an Aslanti patrol ship.
Oh, damn. So, this is a nice nap. It's over now. Okay, man the stations. Captain.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Put the scotch bottle down.
Don't make us find you lying on the deck, all cold and stuff.
Ship moves closer at its speed towards you guys as you scramble to your stations.
He must be sunbathing again. James, we gotta deal with.
Nav, do your move.
Can we do like computer check? Scan him. Scan him. Who can scan him?
Yeah, the missing person. I can run a scanner. Stand by.
All right, I'm gonna take evasive flight patterns.
Wait, if you do that, that might
Passive
make them
only.
hostile.
Well, they seem kind of overly curious for me to be comfortable right now just sitting.
What do you need me to roll for a passive scan on this to use the scanners?
Computers. Oh, there we go. Renz has got a mic issue. So this ship moves closer, and you beam out your budget short-range sensors and scan it to see. Ooh, I think I have a picture of this. Your transponder pings back, and you see that this is the Aslanti long-range patrol, the Sovereign Monitor. It's a medium long-range patrol and transport ship. It beams back as at the same time, and you guys see the scanners flicker over your hull, and this ship turns and speeds away.
Good move, Nav.
After receiving that correct transponder signals. Shortly thereafter, another ship begins approaching you guys.
Are we? I'm out of character. I'm just curious. Are we just standing still in space, or are we still moving after we came out of the drift?
You tell me.
Nav.
Who's Nav?
That's you.
Pilot.
What pilot's having issues? Okay, out of character, Ross. I have no control over Sirenscape. Do you have it open or something?
Sex.
I do. I can close it. Here, I closed it.
Yeah, we're moving. I'm flying.
Okay.
I don't know where we're going or which direction where we're going in.
So you're on the edge of this star system that this flight path led you to. Your long range sensors know that, indicate that there are several planets on the interior of the system. It does take several days to reach them, via impulse drive.
Damn, track 8.
So
Hello?
there you go.
Hi.
There we are. No
Captain's
idea
not
what
even
hit.
dead.
I wonder if I have an image of this Tetravad Caravel. Let's look.
The broth.
Nope.
It was the broth.
Probably.
So, about a day after this transponder fooled this patrol ship, you guys are hailed this time by a second ship. Looks like a Tetravad Caravel. Your AI speaks up and advises that you guys are being hailed.
Skipper.
I'm sorry, you said we were being hit.
Yes.
Okay, can we respond?
So the view screen flickers for a moment, and then reveals a four-armed figure dressed in bright yellow robes with red accents, covered in a dark blue cloak. She gives a slight bow with all four hands, making a gesture in front of her conical hat.
Is this, Oh, okay.
You don't recognize the race at first glance, Rents, but she speaks up, and in Aslanti, she says, "Good hunting, Illustri. I hope your travels have proven fruitful to you in the Star Empire. Would you care to see some items from home after your long journey away?" "Why, that's interesting." And she suddenly folds her four hands together in front of herself, and then leans back and then continues in polished common, and she says, "Why, hello, travelers. Welcome to the Aslanti Star Empire. Would you be interested in buying a few goods for your continuing journey?"
And I turn to the crew and
Oh, I
go,
like it.
if we do this, we gotta make sure we don't let them know we do have Aslanti gear.
Did you see her reaction?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she likes the Ixalanti.
Well, do we want to initiate
Can
a
I-
trip?
Sense motive? Can I sense motive?
Yeah.
Oh, what she said.
Sure.
I will do my envoy dice with it. I forget how that works.
Can I help with sense mode?
I get some sort of bonus roll to it.
I think you can aid with sense motive, yeah.
Okay.
I'm making sure to hide out of view of the screen.
Nice.
So how you doing tonight, Stormblood? Thanks for coming so much. About to pick up here. It's gonna get interesting. Very Deep
My
Space Nine-y
expertise die.
tonight.
That's it. I get to roll 1d6 with my.
Okay. Do you speak Aslanti, Hanno?
No, but I'm kind of like more paying attention to her tones, I guess,
Okay.
because I've heard James practicing.
Yep. Give me that D6 plus the aid. Comes out to 22. So you could tell she was very formal at first. In the Aslanti word she was speaking, you got the feeling that she was like kind of like submissive and whatnot, and then far more enthusiastic and friendly when she spoke in common, and she seems sincere, like she wants to sell you some goods for your journey.
So what'd you
I
pick
didn't-
up on, Hana?
I didn't understand the Aslanti. I'm like not quite good at that yet, but she seemed like cool.
Okay. So,
Yeah. Trading.
you guys want to trade?
We need some UPVs also, so yeah, I really think so.
Okay. Yeah, let's do.
Got any UPVs on yet?
Can barely hear you.
She says, "Yes. Why don't we connect our little airlocks here and see if we can interest each other in some purchases." And she navigates her ship closer to your guys's, and then before docking, she says, "Would you like to come aboard my ship, or should I bring my wares to you?"
If you could bring them to us, that would be great. And then off of comms, crew, just be at the ready in case anything happens.
So she connects, and you guys see, her in this airlock, and there are two more robed and conical hat wearing individuals behind her, both carrying sizable bundles. And when you guys open the airlock, she says, "Do you have some place where I may lay my wares out for you to see?"
Anywhere you can find space, you're more than welcome to do.
She looks at you
Galley.
and she says, "I am not familiar with Pact World ships. Perhaps you can show me."
Do we have anywhere on this ship for that's even?
I was thinking, don't we have a galley, right?
You have like a galley, passenger bay. You got a cargo bay.
Hey, let's maybe not show off that we have a bunch of Aslanti armor,
I.e. the
Yeah.
galley.
i.e. me.
So she follows you guys to the galley and lays out on the table several bundles of items. She has a couple things, and she says, "I don't quite know your budget. Perhaps we'll start with the cheaper items. Like I said, I am unfamiliar with Pact Worlds." And she first shows you a clear spindle Aeon stone for 245 credits. She also has a tactical sword cane. And just so you guys know, these Aeon stones are like... it's equivalent to like gemming your gear in stuff. They have like gem effects. So if you want to know more about those, let me know. She also has an iridescent spindle Aeon stone for 740 credits. She's a Mark
What does that do?
Do you link these like in the party sheet somehow or something? Or maybe just in chat?
Let's see what this one does. Iridescent spindle negates the need to breathe. She has a Mark 1 ring of resistance. Those are kind of interesting. The way that works is it gives you a +1 to your lowest saving throw. She has a spell gem of Charm Person. Those are kind of cool. Anybody can use those. You basically crush them and the spell works.
What's the clear spindle?
I'm
Never mind, I can
interested in
look
the
it up.
charm.
Clear spindle negates the need for food or water.
Oh.
She also...
I need that.
Yeah, you have one of those, looking glass. She says, "I have a few serums, too, that are pretty cheap. These are 475 each." She says, these are Aslanti genome therapy. They can enhance certain abilities permanently."
How much
And
are
they're
they?
450 apiece?
475, sir. She's speaking in very polished common, too. Like, very good at it.
I'm very interested in the iridescent spindle, but I unfortunately only have about 450 credits. Is there anything that we can do to make that happen?
She says, "Why, yes. I'm sure we could come to an agreement. Perhaps you have some items that you can trade and sweeten the deal for me."
Is there anything you're looking for?
Anything that'll sell.
Do you have any common gear?
What about manacles?
Combat.
Interested in manacles?
And what?
Mancoes.
Manacles?
Manacles?
Manacles.
Okay, that's what I thought you were saying, so I just thought I'd...
Step away from the scotch bottle. I told you that.
No.
She says, she kind of straightens up and she says, is that a trade or a threat?
A trade. Definitely a trade.
Let me see.
Nah,
What are they worth?
$350.
She says, that'll get you a little closer, but you'll need much more than that to sweeten this deal. I'm trying to think here, did Medellin gave you the contract money, right? For deliver of the items?
We got something
Okay.
somewhere along the way because I've got 849 credits and 300 UP. I
Okay.
don't know where.
Oh, that must have come
I'm
from
trying to
Medellin.
bar-
So the general baseline, to give you an idea when you're looking to barter, the general baseline resale value is 10%. So that's worth about 35 credits to her unless you can convince her otherwise.
What skill would I need to roll to convince her otherwise?
Bluff, diplomacy.
Diplomacy, probably.
It depends upon how you're trying to convince her.
Intimidate.
Yeah, that too is an option.
Oh dear.
I'll think on it right now.
She
Okay,
she
and
nods.
and I'll go back to my crew.
Can I
The
ask her a
thing is-
question? Sorry, go ahead, Kat.
Stone could be very useful to us, so once we're done, I may try to intimidate a lower price.
Well, no, I think I have something that she might want. The trouble is, I believe it says Lanty trinkets we got from the mayor's office. Possibly, they're worth quite a bit. I think they look expensive, but I don't know how friendly she would be to deal in them when we're obviously not as Lanty, and she's got some affiliation with them.
Yeah, we're gonna have to tread lightly on that.
I could ask her where she comes by her goods and if she deals as Lanty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah, let's definitely take the more gentle approach here.
Okay, so I'll walk up to her. I'll be like, "We've got quite a collection here. There are a few things we're very interested in. I was just wondering, because I like flying around. Where do you come by these items?"
See if she has any light armor.
And James over there wants some light armor.
I do not deal in arms or armor. Well, I do deal in melee weapons occasionally.
I see that. It's a very interesting looking sword king that we have.
Now, as for where I acquire my items, here and there, I make my life trading. So there's a little story behind everything.
You say
see,
the
I see.
story, but what about Aslanti wares? Where do those come from?
Aslanti wares?
Aslanti wares on the table here. Do you ever deal in them?
She straightens up a little bit and She says, "Those are very dangerous words to speak inside of the Aslanti Empire. I don't suppose you would know that coming from the Pact Worlds. But that
No,
could...
we're honestly just passing through here. I meant no offense, of course.
She tilts her head and laughs softly and says, "Nobody just passes through the Empire." What wares do you have?
None.
Captain.
None. We don't have any, but we were curious as to if you ever do deal in those.
It is dangerous, but occasionally one must do what one has to survive.
Sense motive.
Okay?
How many times do I get to use my dice? I've never gotten to actually use it before, because I never remember to do something. I'm looking to see if I get to roll the dice again.
Looking Glass is gonna yell down the hall, trying to make sure to stay out of sight. "You want some knives? Got knives."
I can use it as long as I have at least one resolve point.
Okay. So roll it. 25. She's telling the truth.
I mean, I don't know where else we're gonna sell these. They're supposed to be worth, in the captain's head, I'm saying this. They're supposed to be worth 3,500. I don't know if I would know that. They look expensive. Do you want me to try, Captain? I think we could take her. If not, but I'm not sure if that would be a good idea.
What are you doing? Storm. After several moments of kind of tense silence,
I'm smiling the whole time.
she says, "Some items that I have may have questionable origins. However, I think you would have better luck at a nearby free station. Let me give you some coordinates." And she pulls out a data pad and taps on it a little bit and extends it to one of you guys and says, "This free station is one of very few. It is known as Outpost Z. I would suspect that you can find some additional gear, definitely some armor, and maybe some more information. What brings you to the Star Empire? You travel where few of your kind have come."
We unfortunately can't disclose details, but what?
At a glance, your transponder seems to be functional, however. You do have some anomalies in your engine that are a giveaway to someone who looks a little closer. You might want to look into getting that fixed.
It's much appreciated.
I've gotten such work done by a Gossclaw that goes by Talmarin on Outpost Z. Seek them out. Let them know Sayanisi sent them, and perhaps she will help you. Now, would you like to purchase any of my wares?
I would love to take that serum warrior, if you don't mind. And I hand her 475.
Okay. She happily transfers the credits and gives you this serum.
And those are some mighty shiny goggles, I do have to say. I hope that we meet again because I would very
They're
much-
there, very quiet. They're aboard the ship. So
Out of character, would she get spooked if I came into the room in my armor that I never took off?
there's only one way to find the answer to that question.
I do not believe I can drag that from the chat. Oh, maybe I have to open it and drag it.
What's wrong with our ancient signature?
Also, like, the Staff of Mystic Healing doesn't show, like, the damage it does, or if the two-handed weapon, any of that.
I can't add it.
That's fine. That's fine.
Not fine, I bought it.
So the staff provides you with additional healing capability. Let me double check and see if that item is like an actual weapon. Yeah, it's not. It's a
So
magic
it's just-
item.
Just an extra item that I would hold
Yes.
them? Okay.
And it lets you use the healing touch ability one additional time per day.
With me around, you'll definitely need that.
What did you get? The serum of enhancement? You don't are you going to use that right away, Hanno?
No, they only last for an hour. According to
Oh,
the-
it does.
and I got the warrior.
You were aware of that when you purchased it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you need to drop it into your inventory, look it up in the item list and drop it in your inventory.
Always forget about that.
That's probably a good thing, so that you guys aren't dropping things into your inventory left and right. Do you guys purchase anything else from, say, Anisi?
Man, if we could give her those trinkets, I would really want those goggles, but I can't afford them.
We do have a data pad you can transfer. Information is much more valuable.
And how much were the goggles?
2,100. And they're just so
Hmm.
cool, Captain. They're so cool. Don't judge. They're very.
I was gonna say I'd loan you the credits, but I
Yeah.
don't think I have.
Do you try and sell any of the Azanti datapad or trinkets or armor, knives, any of that?
I was wondering how much that data pad I have, the Perept. Would you guys be interested in selling that? It has an infinity. It has a stone in it.
Yeah, let's try, and if all else fails, we'll close the airlock and make sure nothing else happens.
Okay, here you go. I'll hand you the pad and let you do the deal. How's that, Hanno?
Are you,
In the ship.
Rents? You're not. You don't have telepathy, right? Just
Right.
making sure. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So,
right.
I was
that's cool.
talking to Hanno.
She takes this data pad from James and looks it over and looks up at Ren's and she smiles and she says, if my life signature stops, my ship will turn you into stardust and you will be fed to my young. And then she hands this data pad back to James, and she looks you in the eye, James, and she says, that is ancient Aslanti technology. Are you aware of this?
I was not aware of it, ancient. No.
I
But
would
you're honest.
provide you with 500 credits. Would you be willing to take that in exchange for this datapad?
No. But what I would like to barter is I like those goggles. Would you agree to a fair swap?
You'll have to sweeten that deal a little bit, engineer. But I'm curious. I'm
You did
curious.
say yourself it's ancient, right? Which is much older than all the equipment and pieces that you've shown up. Therefore, in my understanding, it may be even worth more than what you have here, including the goggles.
She nods and she says, "Yes, I agree, but there is the matter of demand of this item, and, well, I don't suppose you would know, coming from the Pact Worlds, what happens in an Aslan prison, but should one get caught possessing this item and not surrendering it to the throne at first haste, that is the stuff of nightmares, human."
I appreciate that, but with the clarity and concise speech that you have of common, my assumption is you also go to the pack.
Now, we're all friends here. I can sweeten that deal. If maybe you throw in that staff of healing that my captain was looking at, I'd take these Aslanti trinkets out of my pocket, and I said I wouldn't mind parting with you.
She looks...
Is there any kind of like persuasion roll? I'm not seeing persuasion.
Persuasion would be like bluff or
Diplomacy?
diplomacy or intimidate, depending upon how you're doing it.
No,
That would probably be
I'm
diplomacy,
thinking
because you're being sincere.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that plus my sense motive. Or not sense motive.
And James, give me one as well. Diplomacy.
Oh man, it's terrible.
So she says to James, she says, "I myself have not gone to the Pact Worlds, however. Your friend here makes an offer that is too good to refuse." And she takes these trinkets from you and this data pad and motions to one of her helpers, who hands the goggles and the staff to you two. And the other one is bundling his stuff up. And she stands up and she says, "Is our business concluded? I must say I am nervous carrying these items, and I would like to be on my way."
It was so lovely to meet you, and please come back anytime. I'd like start showing.
Can you clarify with me before you leave, please, the signature anomalies of our engine output?
Hey, I can show you how I detect it, but I cannot show you how to fix it.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I appreciate that.
You must come aboard my ship, human.
Cal,
Turn quietly to James. Do you think that's why?
running around with an engine signature that lets all Islani know that we're not Islani with the transponder going. Yeah, I believe it's our best bet.
I meant going into their ship.
Yeah. How long are we gonna be in their space?
Looking Glass has gotten tired of, like, being in the other room and having not gotten an answer about whether or not she wanted knives. So they're gonna come down the hall, arms up in, like, We're trying to do like the universal sign of "I come in peace."
Oh no. Okay, glass. Are you like carrying armfuls of knives?
No,
Oh,
doing
okay.
like
You're
universal
just
signage for peace,
okay.
but I am still in my armor because why be naked if I don't have to?
I'll turn back to her and I'll say,
I like
"Your
try to
Grace,
quickly
thank you.
cover
However,
her
I'll
up.
have to say no. I'll go ahead and, as you had suggested, I'll reach out to Boss Claude when we get to Outpost Head. Thank you."
And I'm like grabbing curtains and like throwing them over Looking Glass and like, it's time for your bath.
She gives you guys a weird look and nods, and she says, "Travel safe." And she leans down to James and says, "You must speak to Tamarin. She will help you." And she steps into the airlock.
I think that was a successful trading mission. Good job, everyone. How long, though, seriously, do we have to be here, Captain? These people make me nervous.
Let's get out of here as soon as we can.
Kill a bunch of them.
Do we get to find out where the hell Outpost Z actually is?
Yeah, she gave you coordinates.
She gave a coordinate.
Sorry, I should just shut up.
No. What? You're the DM.
Yeah.
Hey, Hano, here are the goggles.
Oh, thanks. And I toss the staff to...
And I immediately... So, is this a one-handed staff? So I have 4 hands. I'm just trying to clarify what I can hold at any given...
Says you gotta hold it. That's all it says. It's an archaic shepherd's crook. You ever have to shepherd's crook?
Mm-mm.
You want to hear a story about shepherd's crooks?
Of course I do.
See, my grandparents had a ranch, right? And so they raised sheep. And my grandma would go around to all the neighboring ranches during lambing season, and she would get all the bum lambs, and she would take them and take care of them. And I would go up there in the wintertime, and I would help Grandma take care of them. And this meant like every 4 hours making like, about 15 to 20 gallons of milk and bottle feeding, 2 dozen or so young lambs. And there's one time where it was really cold and we had to get the whole flock into the barn, and we got them into the barn, but I was really worried. I was like 7 or 8. And so I took a shepherd's crook and I wished because I had only seen it in like religious stuff, right, where over baby Jesus with the shepherd's crook and stuff like that. And so I took this thing and I blessed every single sheep one at a time as we brought them into the barn. It took me like 3 hours.
Did they all live?
I assume so. I don't know. I figure. I don't remember much more of that visit than that.
What do you guys ask what it looks like?
But they're a good 4 feet long, and it's got a sharp hook at the end, like a curve to it. But it's a smooth curve,
Little
so you
Bo Peep
can...
staff.
Yeah, little Bo Peep. So you can wrap it around the neck of the sheep and pull it in without hurting it.
Theoretically, it is one-handed then.
Thanks, Storm. Yes, as a 7... That's where I was going with that. As a 7-year-old, I did that one-handed. Side note, I collect sheep. Like ceramic sheep, stuffed sheep, got hundreds of them.
Say it ain't so.
Now I know what to
Come
do.
on, that was funny.
Right? So it takes, looks like it'll take about 3 days to get to Outpost Z.
Use the drift or inner space?
Intrastellar traffic, yeah. The impulse drive. Do you guys do anything during that time?
Anybody up for a language lesson?
Ooh, good one. Language lessons.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not have any of the points to go into that.
I'm gonna stay at the front of the ship though and see where we're going while everyone's taking their Aslanti class.
We can do that in the cabin. It'll be a fun time. Like, instead of the, what is that one game that humans played?
Rummy.
No, like Hudge Buggy.
What?
Punch Buggy.
Hungry hippos?
Oh,
I
yeah, punch buggy while you're driving.
Oh.
You can count. You can play the license
Yeah,
plate, the
like
transponder plate game.
I'll play Punch Buggy with you.
No, I mean, we could do our language lesson instead of Punch Buggy.
Yeah. Okay.
Out of
So you
character.
guys
So
James,
go ahead.
if James gets something wrong, then I can punch him? Are those the rules?
No, you giant free critter with sharp claws.
I think those are the rules of the game.
Captain.
Isn't he our teacher, though?
Yeah.
But if he makes a mistake, you know.
Catch him in an error.
You'll
How would
only
we
remember and
know?
realize you made a mistake, and then it won't matter after that. Out of character. Looking Glass. The way, and then Quicksilver and I had talked about this before, and I think it's a good idea. And you guys please pipe up if you think there's a different, better idea. Like, if you want to learn a language, granted, you have to put a point in. It was culture, right?
Yep.
Quick. But we have to make specific statements that we are learning. We're sitting down to do a class to do learning during the course of the previous level, so that when you hit the next level and apply a point, now you know the language. You know what I mean?
And in the interim, I will give you guys bits here and there as well, like I did for James.
Yeah. He didn't say anything to me.
Cool.
What language are you guys working on learning? Is he teaching you Aslanti?
That's what I was assuming.
Mm-hmm.
But
That would probably be the best idea, since...
But I also know Castrovellian, and Looking Glass asked about Castrovellian.
Because you keep speaking it in chat.
that's just because I like messing with his head.
We aggravate with each other.
I think Aslanti would be beneficial to all of us, considering where we just departed.
And where we're going.
Exactly.
So you guys spend, the better part of a couple days working to learn. James teaching you Goba piping up and helping with some of the tougher Aslanti terminology. And then towards the end of the third day, you guys see out the view screen, way in the distance, the AI highlights something that looks like another star and says, "Captain, we are approaching the Outpost Z coordinates," and then magnifies this image that looks like a spike with a point on the, I guess, top, as you would as you guys are looking at it. The bottom appears to be rather blunt and extends down. Midway through this, there looks to be a fairly large docking ring. Hey, Baboonski, how you guys doing? Thanks for the raid.
Close to Zed, guys. Do we want to land?
The heroes are definitely wanted. How are you guys doing tonight?
Landing? Yeah, sure, Captain. I can do that.
Well, let's take her down.
We're about to dock at Deep Space, Outpost Z here. You navigate in. As you get close to the docking ring, you guys are hailed. It is an audio only channel, and they say, "Welcome to Outpost Said. Please state your business."
Leave it at audio transmission, Captain, if you want.
I'm sorry, leave it as audio transmission?
Reply as an audio only.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, I hope it was a good one. A 3-hour goblin battle sounds like a blast.
And, reply is audio only. And state we're looking for safe. We've come from a small colony and need to resupply our ship for our
All right, Docking Bay 94, and
94.
they navigate you into Docking Bay 94. You guys land without incident. The make is really unfamiliar of this station. It's kind of off-putting compared to the familiar spike and bubble of Absalom. This is really rudimentary. It's green, as are all Aslanti things, but this looks old. You guys step up to the airlock and the doors open, and you guys are hit immediately with a blast of hot, muggy air. There's a heavy scent of nickel that you can almost taste on your tongue. You guys look and see a nearby catwalk running adjacent to walls covered in thick pipes. Both of these lead to the exit, massive pair of automated doors leading further into the station. The beings of all shapes and sizes move along other catwalks from their own vessels to the entrance. They're conversing with each other in tongues that none of you guys are able to make out, and you hear, echoing from what seems to be coming in the pipes that are above and below you, the sounds of scrabbling feet and voices.
Out of character, do I see any humanoids? Or humans, I mean?
There's a couple. They seem to be in a minority here. Like, you see, looking about, you take a good minute, and you see two.
Captain, if you run across somebody that's selling armor, that's my key thing. I'm looking for some light armor. And maybe hand grenades.
Okay.
I should probably go look and see if I can find Talmarin and see what we can do about fixing this engine signature.
Yeah, let's get on that. This is the most important thing at the moment.
Should I take somebody with me?
Most definitely, I can come with you if you'd like. Or if you have somebody better suited.
Maybe Hano?
I can go. Sure. What are we doing?
Remember that person, Talmarin, that she had mentioned that might be able to resolve our engine signature anomaly?
Oh, right. Yeah, we need to find out about that.
We need to make sure we're not going to show our ass when we go into that. That's not too soon.
Hey, Racer, how you doing,
Cool.
buddy?
Let's ride. Can I drive?
Keeping communication, you two and me and Looking Glass will hold it.
I have my comms. Do you have your personal comms?
Always.
Yep.
Alright, you got it, Captain. I'd like to approach the humans that I saw.
Okay, so they're moving about. They've moved, like, this is, people this is an area of transit, and they seem to all be moving through these doors. You'll have to, move through those doors to go see if you can find them.
Do I see, since you said it looks to be an ancient Aslanti station, is there Aslanti writing on the walls?
There is.
Anything around that door?
Yes, it says promenade.
Alright, I'll go through. Come on, let's go. I think they went this way.
So you've watched countless individuals walk through this door, right? No problem. And you step up expecting it to open too, and you run right into this door.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna grab some water.
I can't tailgate?
This creature that looks like a spider almost, except for it has like its back is made of like sprouting yellow crystals. Now they're purple. Walks up and the door opens for it, and you guys follow it through. And who's with you? It's James and who?
James Hano.
James and Hano. Whoa.
That's a neat map.
There we go.
Nope.
It's a
that's
really
black.
cool map. It's fantastic. Phenomenal. I
Is
love
that an
it.
Etch-a-Sketch?
It went black.
He knows.
He blinded you with science.
Oh, but I know science.
Now that song stuck in my head. Thanks.
Okay. There we go. There we
You
go.
don't know science. I should get some books.
Okay, I wish there was an easy way to just show two characters a thing. Many beings bustle through this large portion of the station. There's a lowered segment of the floor in the center of this room, about 15 feet deep. Looks to contain, James, the remnants of ore refining machinery. You see gears, containers, pipes scattered really everywhere. No longer connected to anything that would make things functional. Large doors exit to the west, and then the ones that you came through to the south. And then you see a trio of short corridors branching off to the east.
Looking forward or around, I should say, do I see any more? Do I see those humans still?
Give me a perception check. Hey, you spot one walking through these doors to the west.
See if I can race over and catch up.
So the doors close right in front of you. You were a second too late, and again, they don't open.
What does it say around the door?
After about 2 minutes, the doors open for you. And you walk in. The temperature of this room, like as you walk in, right, it plummets. There's machinery you see lining the western wall, but it's been definitely like kind of pulled and stripped apart. There's holes, bits of metal everywhere. There's a series of raised platforms that have been repurposed into tables. There's some kind of makeshift stools next to them. And then, there's kind of in the middle of the room, there's this dented metal grate. You see a ramp, a short ramp leading to the south from here. Let me view this up. And it's full of people. You spot one of the humans in there, James.
Hano is still right with me, right?
Sure am, James.
Alright, let's go over and see if they can tell us where we can find Topper. So I'll go over to them.
I'm kind of walking behind them, but I'm like practicing my big bear leg.
Don't grin too wide, you're gonna scare them.
No. I'm trying to be intimidating, just a little bit.
So as I approach them, can I tell what language they're speaking?
They're speaking in common.
Okay.
Oof! Good job, Eraser.
Describe the human, how they look.
Both of them have long hair. One is male, and one is female. They both are wearing coveralls. They look pretty well kept. There's quite a few, different species, and you're not really certain how to tell if somebody's well kept, but some of them look better than others, but these ones look like their gear is you know, good. They don't appear to have weapons.
Am I close enough to ask or talk to him?
Sure.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Can you help me? Looking for somebody.
Yeah, man. Who you looking for?
Well, I'm looking for Talmarin.
Telmarin.
You ever heard of them?
No, man. I ain't never heard of them. We're kind of new here. You new here?
Yeah, me too. Hey, why aren't the doors opening for you, man?
Well, sometimes it takes a while, you know, if you're new here, for the computer to get your biosignature.
Right on. Have you ever heard of a boss claw?
A Gauss Claw? Hey, Jingo, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're citizens of the Empire. You see them around now and again. They're pretty nice engineers. We got one on our ship. I appreciate that so much.
Right on.
Your support means the world to me, Jingo.
You know of any of them around and work on the station?
Yeah. I'm not too familiar, man. You might have to take a look around. We just docked here about an hour ago.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, you know any other humans around here that might have been around for a little bit longer, you think? Maybe more than you and I.
No, man. Humans aren't completely welcome around here, you know. It seems to be other folk that run the station. Maybe ask around, see what you could find.
No worries, man. Hey, if you see any more creatures like this, and I'll point to Hano.
But hey, what do you got against bears, James?
Well, there's quite a few creatures around here. Just wait until you meet the Zarb, man. It looks kind of like that bear.
That bear. Who is this czar?
He smiles and he says, just kind of a fixture around here. You'll enjoy it.
Well, where can we meet him?
He wanders, you know, here and there. He's a free spirit.
Kind of like glare at him a little. Is he taller than me?
He's about the same as you. He's got nicer teeth, though.
I'll try to slowly, gently, forcibly turn her around. Alright, that's cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We need to walk off.
I start like running my tongue over my teeth, trying to like gauge how nice they are for bear teeth, because I don't.
So when you turn her around, and you guys are looking in the corner, and as you're doing this, Hannah, you notice one individual who's sitting, this chitinous humanoid kind of sitting forlornly by himself. You see he's got these gauzy black veils draped over his arms, and he's got baleen hanging from his appendages that he seems to be dipping into some plastic container.
Baleen?
Like a baleen whale.
I don't understand.
That help?
Oh, he doesn't look nice or happy.
They're just eating.
So what's he doing?
He's eating.
Eating. Oh, okay. That must look lovely.
I take it he's taking an interest in us.
He's just sitting there. As you observe him, like he continues dipping this baleen into this container, a piece of his shell falls all off, like flakes away. He looks sick. is really what it is. That's what really draws your attention, is like he looks really sick. You don't even recognize the race, and like he does not look well.
James, say hi.
Why don't one of you give me like a culture or life science check?
One or both?
Either.
I got culture.
We'll take that one.
Take that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like here's what you don't really recall where you've gotten this knowledge, but like this creature, you could tell he's diseased. A healthy one, forgive the spam, looks much different than this one. Here's one where you can see the baleen actually pretty nicely. This one looks diseased, maybe contagious. Quite likely what the black veil means.
On second thought, James, I think we should keep moving pretty quickly.
Yeah, okay, that's what you think.
You might be contagious, but you can't tell without Captain.
Yeah, I don't want any kind of space herpes. Yeah, let's go.
So you guys make your way out of the cantina.
Do we see any more humans on the way out?
You don't. You do. You guys are kind of like a little bit transfixed by this guy, and as you are walking out, you see several creatures crawling. Like these are tiny creatures, right? Crawling on this guy's shell, and one of them lashes its tongue out, digs underneath the shell, and flakes another piece off. And he kind of moans a little bit.
That guy is a spider zombie, James. It's a spider
Awesome.
zombie.
Okay, let's avoid that.
And boot up that personal comms and ask them if they're doing.
Captain, we have spider zombies. Keep your eyes peeled.
Stay away from those.
The body is still a clunt.
Other than that, we're still looking over.
Why don't you guys give me another perception check as you look around? Where are you guys headed to next?
Want a drink? I mean, we haven't been docked in a while. One wouldn't hurt.
I know I'm gonna regret this. Lead on.
Alright, I'm looking for something that looks like a bar.
You were just in the cantina.
Oh. How about their competition?
Did you ask around?
Yeah. Does anybody look approachable?
Oh yeah, there's species of all kinds. A couple of them look approachable though.
I'll walk up to one and be like, howdy. Not sure about well, I think I saw a spider over there. I was just wondering where else one might fight. Or other such social gathering.
Trying to look. So this hobgoblin that you've approached looks up at you
Like, I kneel
and
down.
says, well, there's more trading to be had down the hallway there, and points towards the east.
Trading! Ah, yes, that sounds like a fine idea. Thank you. in to James telepathically. I will say the shops are down this, and I'll start heading there.
I'll follow.
Speaking of follow, you guys are making your way. Which one of these 3 exits do you make your way out through?
What do the exits look like?
They all look the same. I just exposed them on the eastern side of the room. They're metal hallways. Place your tokens is what I'm getting at. Move them where you're going, or I can move them for
Oh,
you.
we have tokens. Okay. Are those big bolt-looking things? No, I see
Those are,
those.
yeah, the hallways are in between.
Mining gear. Is that right?
Yep. Refining gear, yep. So which one of those hallways? That's the question.
I only see one door.
No, doors to the south. There's 3 hallways leading east in between these pieces of refining
That's
equipment.
like an optical illusion. I could not see that at all. We'll start.
It's a difficult way. I'll try and expose more of the map for you to help. You guys head through the southernmost one.
Yeah.
Use that perception check from earlier. As you guys enter this hallway, James, you note something. You're being followed. 2 individuals of an unfamiliar race, yellow-skinned, webbed feet. They followed you in the cantina and from the docking bay. They're making their way in one of the hallways as well, the one directly to the north of you. We'll go ahead and take our 10-minute break here, and we will come right back after you guys stretch, get some water, bio if you need to, and we'll pick right back up there. All right, ladies and gents, halfway through the session, I give my players a break, let them stand up, stretch their legs and whatnot. I do too. Everybody needs some water. Make sure to stay hydrated. We will be right back, though. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this is just a short 10-minute break, so stick around. Maybe you should grab some water, too. Everybody needs some.
Well, alright.
Alright, alright, alright.
Woo!
Let's get right back down to it.
We're down to.
Probably not paying attention to what channel they're in.
AFK.
Yeah. Welcome back, gentlemen. Alright, so, James, you're with us? Oh, come on, man.
You could check in with what the others are doing.
Yeah, what are you two doing? Ren's Looking Glass? They've been off ship for probably about an hour now.
I've just been kind of hanging around the ship, making sure I'm readily available for anything they need. Just kind of being cautious.
Playing a game with the computer.
You have StarCraft 73 downloaded?
I was gonna say chess, but sure.
Wonder what Pete's up to. Nobody ever thinks of Pete.
Oh, Pete. Where's Pete?
Pete's in the jungle.
Oh, no.
Who's Pete?
Pete's a pet that the other party has. It's a space goblin thing. Tool for them.
I don't trust Pete. I really don't.
James, you back? Come on. Well. I guess that'll have to be fixed somehow. Hanno, you also notice that you're being followed as you guys move your way into this corridor.
Can I try to lose them?
So you got this long, narrow corridor with a door at the end of it.
They'll never know. Alright, I'll be wary, but try not to, like, give off that.
So you move. Do you continue walking up into the corridor with James?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I imagine James is pretty close behind me, but we don't look like we're walking together.
So, as you guys make your way down this hallway, after you get, past this, or near this third exit, these two individuals get within about 10 feet of you, and they shout, "Hey, human scum!
Who are
And
you calling human? I turn around and like growl at him.
you have like a second to react before this shadow bolt flies over your head. It was aimed at James, and it appears to be lucky that it missed. Roll for initiative.
Oh no.
What the
Captain?
hell did you get us into?
Well, I was walking down a hallway because you weren't there, James. This is what happens when the Hano Bear goes.
Good things go bad.
Besides, who's mad at you? I was just defending your honor.
He didn't want to
Oh.
sleep with me.
Oh boy.
If I can, as a free action in the comms, I will be like, support me.
Okay. What is you're the first to react. What do you do? Oh boy. Oh boy.
And out of character, can we get that message and start heading towards them?
Yes.
Yeah, can they run like an initiative? We're not that far away.
Yeah, why don't you guys roll for initiative? You guys are in the docking bay, which is an unspecified distance from the promenade. So, unspecified.
I will.
How unspecified is that? What do you guys think? Viewers, should it be 1d6 or 1d4 rounds until the other two can meet the party? They split the party, and they're in some combat. So, what do you guys think? Speak up by the end of this round, and we will sort it out. 1d6 or 1d4 rounds until the other two are able to join it. They're in the kind of a docking ring. There's like an unspecified distance from the party. We will sort out. It'll be at least a number of rounds before Renz and Looking Glass are able to join. An above one number. So give me a minute while I sort out how long that will be. We'll address that by the end of the round. Hanno, though, you're the first to react.
Looking up the rules on Intimidate. Because I believe when I leveled, I added my Intimidate to my expertise die. I did. Yeah, additional skill expertise would be. Okay, so I will try to. No, 1 minute.
Should it be 1d6 or 1d4 rounds until the other two
They look
get
like
there?
they're
What do you
going
guys
to
think,
attack.
Twitch? Speak up. They have fired a shadow bolt of some sort
Oh,
at
okay.
you. Like they are hostile.
Okay, so I'll turn around and I will Intimidate Demoralize. As a standard action, use Intimidate to cause a creature within 30 feet to become shaken for a number of rounds. DC is either 10 plus opponent's total Intimidate skill or 15 plus 1.5 CR. Greater. If I succeed, shaken for 1 round, increases by 1 round for every 5 that it exceeds.
Okay, roll intimidate.
I will use my expertise die as well.
I'm gonna flip
Put
a
that
coin
down.
if nobody gives me an
Just
answer
minding
on
our
how
own
long
business.
they should be. Okay, so that passes. Because it's 15 plus CR, right? Or the intimidate, correct?
1.5
That passes.
CR by 5 or more.
Duh. Five or more, yeah.
Okay, so 2 rounds he is shaken.
Which one did you target? 1 or 2?
Map. I know. There it is. 1. Wait, which one shot?
You didn't see that.
Okay, 1.
Okay. Look up the effect on Shaken for me. While Dralic 2, well, you guys wouldn't know that they're a Dralic, but number 2 reacts. Number 2 smiles and says, "You will regret this, pitiful being." And it's kind of dim in here, right? But around him, it begins to get darker. And then he points this staff at. We'll do odds are James, evens is Hanno. Points his staff at Hanno. And fires this bolt of energy off that hits you, Hanno, for 3 damage. Number 1. So what is shaken? You're spooked. You take a -2 penalty to ability checks, attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks. If you become subject to an additional effect that would cause you to be shaken, the duration of this condition increases by the duration of the second effect. So for 2 rounds, he takes a -2 across the board. And you'll see that I have added the shaken condition from him. He too begins to darken. However, he mutters something under his breath, and his armor begins to shine.
Begins to what?
Shine. Like it's brightening. His buddy is darkening. He's brightening all around him. James, what do you do?
Pull my azimuth pistol out. Do a what the heck is that action I always did? Give me a +1. Combat. That
Yeah, exocortex.
Yeah. And use the azimuth pistol against number 2.
All right, it strikes it square in the chest. This is a species, again, like I said, unknown to you. You deal 4 damage to it. End of round 1. This place, so 6 seconds have passed. It's clearing out fast. So here's how we're going to do this. I'll let you guys decide. I described the docking ring. I described that this is the promenade of the station. Is it 1d6 rounds or 1d4 rounds that Looking Glass and Renser are away?
We went through a hallway. That's pretty much it.
Well, you went through some catwalks and whatnot to get off of the docking ring. And then
they're
into,
all the way back.
Yeah. You're an unspecified distance away. So is it a 1d4 distance or a 1d6 distance is the question. How big did you guys envision the space station to what I described it? That's really the question that I want you to tell me.
I immediately thought 1d6.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, like maybe it's not super large like Absalom, but I imagine it's kind of like rickety, kind of like hallways everywhere, and it's not very clear on where you're going. Not a lot of room to move.
This is several century old abandoned station repurposed, right? Okay. At the top of round 4, Looking Glass and Rensor will be able to come enter into combat. Like, so what I'm saying is not like enter the area, but like at the top of round 4, I will drop you guys within range of the enemies. Make sense?
Okay.
Hanno, you're up. Go ahead, Looking Glass.
Was the condition shaken described?
Yes, it's a -2 across the board.
Okay.
And James is hurt or healthy?
Healthy.
I am healthy. Well, it's my first try to intimidate, and let's see how much it helps. I will try my new railgun. I never swapped out the battery on my pulsecaster rifle.
You've had like a month. I figure your guys' weapons
don't
are
know
like
how
reloaded
to do
and
it.
shit like that.
So, do I just uncheck all the boxes, or
Sure.
and like
Yeah.
minus equip?
Yeah.
All right, whatever. I'm trying the railgun anyways.
Okay.
I don't think I can do anything as a bonus action, so I might as well go all in. How many people are around here?
It's cleared out pretty quick.
It is, okay.
So this railgun charges up, and one of them strikes this guy square in the chest, right? The other one fires above a little bit. You're aiming for the head and you missed. And it like flies through this chunk of metal. You see a hole in the wall that it makes. Roll damage.
Cool.
Roll damage, but I missed.
You hit on one.
Oh, okay, cool.
You did a full attack.
Wait, I'm down.
So it deals 3 damage. Nice. Dralic 1, he looks pretty shaken. He stands back and he lines up his staff. Odds, Hanno, evens are James. And fires at James. And he says, "Filthy human, your kind doesn't belong here." Misses, unfortunately.
Hey!
Yep, and that did the -2. Nice. What's your EAC? Let's look.
I'm not telling you. You have them switch weapons.
No. I was just trying to take into account that shot would have hit
12.
without the shaken. Take note of that.
12.
So the shaken is what kept that from hitting. The second one gets even darker around him, and he runs up, and he moves up about 5 feet, lines his staff up again. This time he fires at Hanno, and strikes Hanno, dealing 3 damage. And that brings us to you, James.
So again with the combat tracking.
Yep, that's always on. And once you turn it on, you don't have to
That's
use it
right,
again, and
okay.
you have your move action open. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
If somebody dies, you have to use your move action to move it, I think, or maybe a bonus action.
Alright, cool. I want to try a full attack with the azimuth pistol.
All right. So that you sight up, you fire one blast off, you hit number 2. He seems a little wounded now, but still looking like he's ready to stab something. Rensor, you guys have an open comm? Are you hearing this go down? What's going on? What are you thinking right now?
I'm Just trying to get there as fast as I can. Don't like when my crew is in.
Do we know this?
Do you guys have an open comm, or are you guys letting him know? Like, I don't know. You guys haven't really narrated
I'm
any
pretty
of that.
sure he answered. He answered
I mean,
back at.
yeah, he knows you guys are running. I was just curious if there's like an open channel, you know, or what. Who knows? Hanno, you tell me. It's your turn.
I flip my comms to open and I'll be like, "How far out? What's your ETA?" And I'm gonna fake him out with clever fake
Okay.
and try to find some cover.
So what is this Dark Nova? Let's look. He's gonna go off. It's round 3. Okay. Is it the 15 plus?
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't make it.
Okay, figured. Yeah, then I will duck behind the nearest debris or rubble to try and get.
Okay, I'll give you a like partial cover.
Right.
So that'll bring us to number 2. Number 2 gets even darker. This time, like, you guys are having trouble seeing him. James, you realize in this moment that like your clothing and your body now is kind of being pulled towards him a little bit. He moves up right next to you and laughs as this darkness bursts out from him. I need a reflex saving throw from both of you. You each take 10 negative energy damage. Now you can see him normally. He's not like darkened at all. Number 1. Go ahead. What?
Did we have to subtract that?
Yeah, you'll have to add that manually, please. I had to roll
How?
that.
Where?
You'll just add that like as to your stamina. Like you'll take that damage.
You add it to your fatigue.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry about that. That spells are kind of weird. I wonder if I'm just gonna test this out. So I'm gonna drop this on Hanno. Oh, that was something else. No, it was this. Yeah, see, it rolls as an attack, and it's not an attack. It's weird. The spells on critters are odd in Starfinder. Anyway, so once you guys have that added, number 1 axe, he is shaken until the end of this round, right? Or is he not shaken anymore? It's 2 rounds. It's round 3, so he shouldn't be shaken because you did that on round 1, right?
Right.
Okay. He then begins to darken, leans, fires his staff, evens are James, fires his staff at Hanno. I rolled that with a -1. Misses. And James, you're up. This one is right next to you.
I'm wondering. Pistol can still be point blank range, right?
Yeah, it's an attack opportunity if it.
Yeah, you can fire it at point blank range, but you will take an attack of opportunity for that.
Or I can drop my weapon, draw my survival knife, and attack with that.
Correct.
But I can't do the full because I'm dropping a weapon before drawing this.
It's the full. You can't do a full because you're drawing a weapon. The dropping is a swift.
But not.
But if you had a quick release sheath or something like that that you can fit a weapon into, you could still do a full.
And dropping one pistol and pulling another is the same action, only, and again, just a single attack, but that will not cause an opportunity attack,
No,
right?
that won't. You're clear there.
Alright. Dropping the azimuth pistol, pulling the arc pistol, and point blank shoot.
Okay. Stab away. You strike him.
Pistol.
Oops. Arc pistol. I'll let you keep that roll if you want.
No, I mean, I was grabbing the arc pistol. I did say that, sir.
So you're firing at him with the arc pistol? Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So you
That
have to keep that roll.
that hits, and then he takes an attack of opportunity on you. He misses. You go ahead and roll damage. He takes 4 damage. Do you have him targeted there? I don't think that applied. I'll apply
I
it.
do.
It doesn't look
5
like
feet.
it doesn't look like that applied though. Like it didn't.
Should I
know it didn't.
untarget, retarget? What?
I applied it for you. We're good.
Oh, okay.
Man, there's a lot of weird cop noises around here today. I don't know what they are.
Sorry.
No, it's cop noises outside my house. Okay. So James, do you do anything else on your turn?
No.
Okay. Top of round 4. Looking
Okay.
Glass, Wrens. You guys place yourselves within range where you would be, at the end of this round. So I'm considering you guys would be kind of like at a place that's convenient to you at this time, right? Rather than where I dropped you. So figure out where you would be by your turn. James, you're up first.
So now I can do a full assault with the arc pistol without any opportunity attacks, right?
No, as long as you're within melee range and you fire, you're always going to take an attack of opportunity.
This is when
Okay.
the withdraw and
I
Yeah,
have
fight.
You could-
Yeah, those ones.
you could do the withdraw, and then attack. It would move you back 5 feet. You couldn't do a full attack, but you wouldn't take an attack of opportunity.
Oh,
Good.
that'd be nice.
Good point, Swive.
Thanks,
Did you say
Aeon.
it was good?
Okay.
So I'll do that. I'll do a foot withdraw and then attack arc pistol.
Okay. So you step back, you fire at this individual.
Wait, I forgot to put on the combat. Yeah. So please add a +1 to this roll. I guess it doesn't matter.
Well, hold on. No, that's a hit with a +1.
13? Okay. Can I just roll the damage and it'll apply?
You got a target. You should be able to, yeah. Roll that damage. We'll see what happens. It didn't apply it. Let me drag it onto it.
Sorry.
I don't know why that's not applying. Still didn't apply it to it. 18. I applied it to him manually. Okay. That brings us to number 1, then, who has Rincer has just run up to him. He swings his staff at Renser. Misses. Number 2. What is his speed? 30. So. Runs, like begins running away southward. Renser, you're up. What do you do?
I'm gonna move towards the guy that's trying to run.
Okay. Number 1 will take an attack of opportunity if you move away from him.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay, so you stab at number 2. You hit. This kills him. What does it look like? With the white fire trident, because it brightens up as you stab him with this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as this creature is passing by, Renzor kind of lunges forward as this trident starts to glow, and a bright, almost fluorescent, drops the creature to the ground.
Hanno. 1 down. The other one, the one that you shook before, is still alive. What do you do?
He should be flat-footed again to me.
Okay.
Do I have to add that modifier? Or
Here, I'll stick
I
it on him for this roll for you.
Thanks.
There you go.
I will full attack.
You full attack, you hit. Once. He takes this shot from this railgun, shoom, right into the chest, punches a hole right through him for 4 damage.
Okay.
Looking Glass. You're up. What do you do?
Gonna run up to the remaining guy, drawing my sword. And stab.
So you run up, you draw your sword, move in. One thing to note, as you two were running through the docking ring, people were clearing out of the way for Looking Glass and Rens. Looking Glass, you stab him, roll damage as you run him through with what's this weapon's name again? 15 damage. So narrate how you murder this guy with this weapon. Inevitable Downfall is the name of that sword. Damn.
What kind of sword is it?
Two-handed carbon steel.
Nice.
Dispelling called weapon. She could leave that on the ship. They could leave that on the ship if they wanted to. And just be like, come. And it appears. Well, as long as it's within 100 feet.
I lunge for him and just swing, cleaving him clean in two. Because why not just cut a man in half?
Cause
So these two are both dead now. You guys killed them. What do you guys do immediately after combat ends?
What was that?
Search a body and make sure the Hano's gonna be healed. Hey, Captain, Hano's needs healing.
Oh yeah. I don't feel too bad, but I am worn out. I need a good 10 minutes or so.
And what the hell was that darkness shit?
I don't know. That was crazy, right?
Can I do a mysticism check to see what that's about, or is that too...
You didn't see that. You.
Oh, okay.
You weren't there.
We start telling him about it. Like, Captain, there's this, like, pulse of dark energy that came out from him and just, like, sapped all of our strength.
Wasn't it just off his armor? I mean, his armor was what was changing, right?
I don't know, but he was definitely easier to see afterwards. Do you think maybe you could check out his arm?
It'd be like a physical. I think it'd be like either. I don't know. It could be a lot of different checks. If you want to roll mysticism, that works. It could be a number of different checks, to be honest. You've heard of people that train in order to harness the power of sun and gravity. This seemed to be one of them.
And it looks like they might have been trained to harvest the sun and or gravity,
Like
causing the darkness.
It could be.
And why the hell did they hate
Solarian.
humans so much?
I've heard about them.
You
Well,
guys didn't
thanks
do
for coming to our aid there.
That's what we were there for.
Apparently, hallways are dangerous.
They're not carrying.
And they don't like humans.
Not carrying anything on them, by the way. They have their armor and their staves. I can drop that in the party sheet if you guys want to take the time to strip these down on this space station.
I'm good. How about you guys?
It could be
the-
beneficial.
People are starting to like mill about again now after it's been about a minute now.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, maybe we should move on.
Only anything that's quick to take, like a staff or something.
Okay, so Looking Glass snags up a staff as you guys are walking away. Drop that in your inventory. Where do you guys go? West through one of these hallways? Do you go north through the doors at the end of this long hallway?
Captain, can you heal Hano?
I just need a 10-minute rest, James, and then I'm fine.
Alright.
The question is,
So-
where do you take that 10?
You guys want to move on the side a little bit here, and we'll all take a...
Yeah. Maybe just back up
up by
from
the
the door a little.
So you move up to the door and like rest?
I think we should hang back and kind of let the people see if any people go up or through that door or approach the door.
Okay. You take your 10 and yeah, probably a good 50, 100 people pass through this door.
Do I get rid of some of this fatigue?
Yeah, if you
All of it.
want to take a 10, spend a resolve, you can. Most of them seem to come back through the door carrying more than they went in with.
I'm guessing the market's up that way. Doesn't
Should we
sound like
head out
there's. Yeah, it
Just
doesn't
leave
sound
the
like there's any other
bodies.
gatherings. What's that, James?
Should we leave the bodies here or just and move along like nothing happened?
Like somebody has
anybody-
already stripped one of them down while you guys were watching.
Oh, we're good. Okay, let's just carry on.
Yeah, let's just go.
Just kind of like.
As you guys are
Walk
walking,
around
like one of the
nonchalantly.
vents opens up and a space goblin like grabs the other body and like tugs it into the vent.
Nice.
Pete?
That's just damn creepy. I'm just saying.
Dog eat dog world.
So you guys walk through this other door, and you are met with a large room. What once looks like a smelting factory has been converted into a bustling marketplace. Unlit furnaces and overturned minecarts serve as storefronts here. The walls are decorated with bits of metal cans, worn ropes, broken weapons hanging among exposed pipes. It's steamy. Again, like this place, the air has a tang to it that is kind of nice for Looking Glass. The rest of you, though, it reminds you of hefty hits and blood on your tongue almost. There's a set of tracks that emerges from the west that comes up through this, from the door to the south that you guys walked through. These, but it's worn from countless feet. There's a myriad of folks, here in different stations. Directly to the west of the door is a curious figure. You guys turn and see, it's the first
Spider
thing you
monkey?
see next to an upended mine cart, a tiny pink squid-like creature floating in a bowl. Now this creature, it's not a bowl. It's more like a large floating orb of water, right? Is next to this mine cart that has various wares on it, and the creature points with these like tentacles that extend out of this orb at the goods on this mine cart. There's a good, a couple different things you see on there. They have labels set up in common. So you see hollow grenades, Mark 1 and 2. Serum of appearance change. There's one serum of healing. There is a brooch that looks kind of interesting, a brooch of shielding. A spell gem of disguise self. A Mark 1 ability crystal. A clear sight trinket. Several Solarian crystals. A Mark 2 serum of healing, and a spell of remove condition 2.
Reading up on the hollow grenades. So those are like illusion grenades?
Yeah, they're kind of like party tricks that you guys have heard of. But like you throw them and it'll make it's basically like a minor illusion grenade.
Captain, there's neat toys all over the place. We gotta make some money. Hey,
I agree with that.
I wonder if we could sell off some of that armor here.
I was gonna say probably not much as Lanti be sold here. I don't know, maybe.
Seems kind of dodgy.
I know, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
So another thing to note, because we kind of just barely touched on it. Well, we didn't really touch on the destination. You guys know generally where your friend is being kept, right? The prison moon of Golta. So this might be a place to learn about information about that too. You guys take some time looking at these items. Do you choose to buy anything?
I will take a serum of appearance change.
I like the
Try
serum
out.
healing. It's not too expensive. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I do that.
425.
Yeah, they have a bunch of those. They have a dozen serum of healings. One serum of appearance change.
That's the only one I can afford.
Okay. On a 4, something fun happens.
Trying to figure out how much. Oh, there we go. I want 4 of those. I'm going to take 4 of those serums of healing.
How many credits do you have, James?
847. They're only $50 a pop.
Oh, dang. I was looking at something else. Yeah, I'll take 2.
Okay.
Are those marked MK1s?
Yes.
Or 2s?
I'm doing the Mark ones. There is
They do
one
have 5
Okay.
Mark IIs.
That's what I was looking at. Those are...
that like heals bones and restores all hit points at once.
Oh, I see.
Looks like there's a few other merchants too. As well. And you guys can peruse and come back if you want.
I say we carry on and look. I really need some light armor.
So James, you move to the next booth, see if there's some armor.
Yeah.
Okay. So this guy is standing on top of this mine cart, right? The eyes of this small-eared creature like bulge almost out of its head. Imagine like a pug with tall ears, wearing a poncho, standing on its hind legs with like 2 of the like things that hang down your chin like a rooster, right? And he's standing there and he says, "Hey, what's going on? How can I help you? Looks like you guys aren't from around here."
No, we're
Oh,
not.
I like you.
But you have any armor for sale?
Armor? Let's look around. And he digs through what he's got. And he says, hold on, let me double check here. Some of these names are weird. He says, no armor. I got a hollow shroud. Maybe a hollow skin. You want to look like somebody else? Sometimes I like looking like somebody else. Mrs. likes it.
Oh, dear.
And he
Dear Lord.
How about you get one for the missus, James? Hado kind of chuckles.
Mentally, you're an ass.
It's got some a couple different items: creator capsules, scrambler grenades, improvisation adornments, warning wires, and then one interesting thing. One sec here. This last item, he holds up and he says, "Check this out." And he hands you, James, this ball of goo. It's about 6 inches in diameter, and it's like the consistency of like chewing gum. And he says, now squeeze it.
So with the epitome of a look of disgust on my face, I'll go ahead and squeeze it.
So it begins to glow, and and this guy smiles, and he grabs a couple like bits of fabric and some pieces of paper, and he throws them at this thing, and they land in it, and then like as soon as they hit it, they turn into just light, right? And then after about a minute, it stops glowing, and then he says, "Okay, give it back." And when you hand it back to him, he squeezes it, and then he pulls all of these items back out of it. And he says, "It's storage goo. The wife made it."
I don't even want to think what she's storing in there. Thank you very much. I'm good.
Ren's Looking Glass, what are you guys up to?
I was gonna ask him, how much can you actually store in?
He scratches his head and he says, "Well, I think you can store about one bulk before it can't take anymore. But it never changes size."
Well, how much does it weigh?
Oh, it's negligible.
Well, keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep perusing.
Carry on then, muchacho. And he whips out a sombrero and puts it on.
There are so many comments about illegal aliens I want to make at this point.
I mean, aren't we all kind of illegal aliens, right?
No, I got my card.
I was gonna say Yukiro Taco Bell, but okay.
It's in your inventory now.
Thank you.
Hannah. Okay.
Not only in my inventory, I am definitely rocking them.
All right. Rens.
Hannah, you can't find the dark sight goggles?
You got to load armory, by the way, for that.
Got it.
So Rens, you step up to this one, and as soon as you do, this creature looked kind of friendly, kind of nice. It looked like a large bundle of fur. Turns towards you, blinks its kind of blind-looking eyes, and begins roaring, and it stands up and kind of pounding at its legs at you. What do, Rens?
Oh, there. What
It's
do you
so
mean?
cute.
It looks hungry, Captain.
Yeah, you hungry, little?
Go ahead and roll diplomacy.
Can I assist?
Sure.
Thank you.
No response. It continues roaring at you. And it like steps in front of its minecart that has its wares on it.
Does it look like it has anything interesting in there? Potentially?
Can I try
Yeah.
to do an intimidate and tell them to back out?
It does look interesting. This guy looks like the weapons and arms dealer. Tell me how you intimidate this guy.
Kind of puff out my chest, make sure he sees all four of my arms, and just sternly say, "Stand down."
I'll assist by
Oh,
roaring as loud as I can.
Okay.
might not matter.
No, but it'll look cool.
So successful assist. No effect. He steps forward now, and he roars, and he punches the minecart, and like that's in front of him, and it puts a dent in it. And he like moves closer to you. Like now, like he's like spit's getting on your face. If he gets any closer, Renser, like your head will be in his mouth. What do you do?
Captain, in your head. I got this. I think I'm gonna get down on all fours and like roar back and like swipe my claws like in the air a little bit and then like fake punch James, like indicating James needs armor. That's what I'm trying to communicate, but in like the roaring language.
Okay. I'll let you do. I'll let you do intimidate or a strength check on that. Like so, intimidate for how intimidating you are, or a strength check on how hard you smack James.
I was fake smacking.
I know.
Okay. I'm gonna do intimidate and use my expertise.
You probably need to.
Damn! 9. I'm rolling for shit.
We cannot seem to woo this furry ball.
2 ones! I got double ones!
So this
what
one.
The hell?
So this thing. Now it goes on all fours. It moves around Ren's. It gets like Hanno. Your ears are in its mouth, and it's like. James, what are you doing? How do you react to Hanno like punching you like that, and this thing like doing what it's doing?
Again, mentally to her ass, and I'll look at the creature. Hey, man. Hey, I'm trying to buy some armor.
It doesn't seem to comprehend what you are saying. There's no change in its demeanor. Looking Glass?
I'm gonna snap my fingers to try and get his attention and tap my own armor.
I'll give you. You can do an intimidate check. I will give you a bonus because of the Aslanti armor of 2.
Diplomacy?
Yep. No, it's intimidate. I'm not. If you're threatening him, that's not diplomacy anymore.
It wasn't a threat.
That's an
okay.
implied threat. I that's what I would take it as if I was one of the people on this base. Guys, you're killing me here. So after several displays of dominance, and intimidation, he notices this armor and it backs down a little bit. He's still huffing and puffing, but it backs up to its minecart.
I will look at the minecart and what's inside the minecart.
Can I try something else real quick?
Okay.
Nazlanti. Armor.
It doesn't seem to understand what you're saying. And like this whole like when it points at this minecart, it doesn't like communicate verbally at all. But there's a lot of shit in this minecart.
I'd like to walk over and start looking at the stuff in the minecart. Does he get aggressive as I move towards the minecart?
Nope. Like he's still like he puffs up a bit, but he doesn't roar.
Do I see any light armor that I would like there?
This is a full minecart.
Some guy's been busy.
You notice something interesting. As your eyes peruse the weapons and they move on to the armor, the first set of armor you see, and he looks like he doesn't look nervous, like he's owning it, but one of them is Iron Guard battle dress. drop this off. There we go.
Holy shit, dude.
Alright, guys. Thank you all for coming. This is where we're going to kill the session. I'm going to let them kind of pick up a couple items. That's kind of boring. I don't want to put you guys through too much more of that. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We will be back again tomorrow night with some Astroneer with Looking Glass and Hanno. And then again on Friday for some Storm King's Thunder. I hope to see you guys there. And thanks for checking out another Heroes Wanted stream. Stick with me for just a minute and we will find somebody to raid.